Welcome back to Northern Piper MN. Today we're going to be talking about why your pipe goes out. Now, there are generally three chief reasons for this. The first, you packed it too tight. There's not enough airflow for the ember and the fire to breathe. Your pipe tobacco could be too moist, whereas it's not going to stay lit. There is a fine balance between the moisture content and the pipe lighting properly. We'll talk about that. And then the last thing, why your pipe goes out, is you just talk too much, which is okay. Your pipe is going to go out. Let's get that straight from the get-go. It's going to go out, and that's okay. Pipe smoking is not like smoking a cigar. It's not going to stay lit the entire time like a cigar will once you light it. Cigar generally stays lit mostly through the whole stick, but pipe tobacco isn't exactly the same way. It's a slower process. One of the reasons I like pipe smoking is because it does force me to slow down, and it does force me to be more mindful. There's a kind of a care in keeping up with smoking a pipe. So we're going to go ahead and pack a pipe. Now, you can use whatever pipe tobacco you prefer, but if you're a beginner and you're starting out, I would just recommend whatever's available to you. If it's an aromatic, that's okay. It's okay to start with an aromatic. Aromatics tend to be more moist, just because of the flavoring and the casing that's put in to make it an aromatic, in a sense. And that's okay. But you will want to watch out for it being too moist. And one of the ways you can tell if your pipe tobacco is too moist is if, and this is just some aromatic half and half. Sir Walter Raleigh. Now, it doesn't clump together, but it's also not crunchy. If it's not clumping together, then it's not too moist. And if it's not being crinkly and a little bit crunchy sounding, so if you listen to it, I don't know if you can hear. If it's not crunchy, it's not dried out, and you should be okay. So that's moisture. That's what you want to be looking out for. It's not a moisture content or anything like that, but you want to make sure that it does not clump together and that it's not crispy. It's not too dried out. Now, I'm going to put some here in the cover of my mason jar. And that's what I've got in here, and I've spilled some because I'm a terrible pipe smoker. No, I'm just kidding. You're going to spill some. Now, the best way to pack it is the gravity method. So you're going to take some, just kind of let it fall in there. You can take your finger or your pinky and you can smush it down, but be very, very careful not to use much pressure. All you want to do is just make sure it gets in the bowl. That's it. That's the only goal. You're going to go again, lightly put it down. Now, it is helpful while you are packing your pipe that you test the draw. Now, when you're testing the draw, you want to make sure that the air that you're getting in is almost like sucking through a straw that is not in a drink, it's just open to the air. And there is little to no resistance there, so we are good to continue. Now we're going to use a little bit more pressure. Test your draw. Okay, and it's just barely seeping out of the top of the bowl. So if you can see that, it's just barely coming out of the top of the bowl. Now, what I'm going to do is clean up my mess a little bit. Cover it back up nice and tight. So now that we've got our pipe filled, we need to light it. Now, it's important that you don't use a torch lighter, because you will burn through your tobacco. Your tobacco will taste burnt, and your bowl will also get burnt. I have seen guys burn through their bowl with just a torch lighter. Briar is a very light wood, but it is dense. But it is a very light wood. It's light in weight. That's what I meant. It's light in weight, but it is dense. So it is possible to burn through it. It's not like a piece of oak where it's really, thick and hard. But you don't want to use a torch lighter. You want to use a soft flame. So matches are a good option if you have them available. A Bic is always a good option. A Zippo or some other soft flame lighter like a IM Corona Old Boy or one of the older Ronson style lighters. Those would work really well. But I like my Zippo. And I hope it lights. I just filled these. Not to worry. I have a second Zippo. Aha! So if you've got the right moisture content, like we talked about, it's going to light a lot easier. It's going to be more enjoyable. And the reason also for not packing it too tight is you want to give the tobacco room to breathe, and it also helps to carry the flavor. If it's too tight, it's just going to burn itself. You're not going to get the full flavor. You're not going to get the full effect. Struggling through a cold, so bear with me. So we've got our pipe lit, but we're not done yet with lighting the pipe. The first thing you're going to do is a charring light. In a charring light, all you're doing is you're in a sense lighting the top portion of the tobacco. Now, then you want to take your tamper, and this is just a cheap nail style tamper. It's got a flat bottom, and it's got kind of a scraper edge on the other end. So you're just going to lightly tamp down. All you want to do is just make it even in the bowl. You're not pushing it down with much pressure or anything like that. You're just keeping it nice and simple. Now we're going to light our pipe. Now, if you'll notice, I didn't just stick it in the bowl. You don't want to do that. All you want to do really is hover above the tobacco and draw in as you do. You will bring the flame into the tobacco and light the tobacco. So we have it nicely lit. And like I said, it will go out. So beginner tobaccos, whatever is accessible for you. Half and Half, Sir Walter Raleigh, Velvet, Paladin, Captain Black. Those are your quote-unquote drugstore tobaccos. You don't want to buy like Gambler or Key Largo or any of those large bag tobaccos, because they're marketed as pipe tobacco so that they can get through some of the taxes and things like that. But you do not want to get those, because those are actually cigarette tobacco. That's actually not legit pipe tobacco. Also, when you're lighting your pipe tobacco, you do want to kind of move in a circular motion or across the bowl, because you do want to light the whole bowl. You do want to light all of the tobacco in there. You don't want to light just the center of it. Then you'll just end up burning through the center, and you'll end up with tobacco that you just have to get rid of. So in a nutshell, that is it. So drugstore tobaccos, easily accessible, or if you have a brick and mortar pipe shop near you, a mild aromatic would be a good place to start. A mild English, something with Virginias and Oriental. It's going to be light on the nicotine. It won't be an aromatic, so it will be a nice, smooth introduction into English blends. If you do find that you like smoky a little bit, if you're a big campfire guy or you're a big meat smoker, you might enjoy something with Latakia. If you like something with a little bit of spice, some peppery notes, you might want to look for a Vapor. That's a Virginia Perique blend, and the Perique adds that sort of spiciness to it. One of my favorite drugstore blends that I just ordered some more of is Captain Black Royal. It's got Cavendish. It's got notes of caramel and vanilla. I think it's wonderful. I think it's got a great room note. That's another thing to consider when choosing a tobacco. Where are you going to be smoking it? If you're going to be smoking it outside, who the heck cares what the room note is? But if you're going to be smoking it in your shop like I am, or maybe you're in the home, you might want to consider something that does have a pleasant room note. Well, that is it for today. Hope this video was helpful to you. Hope you learned something about packing your pipe, keeping it lit. If you have questions, please put a note in the comments. I will reply to you. If this was helpful to you, please like the video, especially subscribe. There's going to be a whole series on beginner pipe tobacco things. There's already a video out that goes over, there's another video that does go over packing, but also choosing your first tobacco pipe, because you don't need to go with an expensive pipe. You can just go with a corncob pipe. They're great. They transfer flavor really well. But yeah, if you found this helpful, like the video, please subscribe. It helps me to keep going, helps you to get alerted when there are new videos. Have a great day. Keep calm and pipe on.